G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DotaPit League, season number 3. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Mont. I'm here live from Greg What is Hip's bedroom. We're here at PAX East. It's the final day, of course, though. I can't go. I've got DotaPit, and I'm glad to be here as always, casting a huge series, Alliance versus Team Secret, this Group B matchup. And well, again, I'm not alone. As always, the production crew is behind me. Best producer, NA, EU, whatever. Pimp Muckle is here, along with Mawpax or Statsman, and as always, Trelf. How the hell are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Should be a fun match to watch, and it's cool that you're able to still stand in, step it up for the cast, even though you're enjoying yourself at PAX East.
Yeah, it was actually kind of like it was a difficult decision because we could have passed it off to somebody, and I said, no, listen, this is a big game. This is our tournament. I've been casting it since the beginning. And Greg's like, all right, well, you could use my computer. The crazy thing is that Greg just gets up and leaves. Like, I'm here casting from his bedroom, and he's actually out like partying right now. That's insane to me. And like, Greg, you're a bastard. You're something else, is what I wanted to tell him. But
wait, oh wait, I guess it's plus 3 hours from where I am. Okay, so it's not like super early in the morning.
I shouldn't say partying. That makes him sound like an alcoholic. He's out at PAX East.
Well, he probably is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he is. Let's be honest here. Knowing Greg. Yeah, he's a bit of an alcoholic, so but we're here with Alliance versus Team Secret. Pretty big matchup. Alliance, they've only played one match. It's 1-1 right now for them. They took down Vegas Squadron in one game. They of course they lost to them in another. For Secret, they've played so many games. They're 6-2, and that's exactly what you would expect, I think. Maybe even expect them to be 7-1. They actually did get tied by Hellraisers. They also got tied by Empire as well. So, but they've won against Virtus Pro and Vega, and this is going to be, I think, maybe their toughest matchup, I'd say, or at least their toughest matchup in this group stages, besides Empire, probably.
We'll see. Alliance have been obviously been struggling for quite some time. They've been really trying to find the right player lineup and right roster that fits them. They've been trying a number of different, gone through players, a lot of different players. Like I know Minuts was playing for them. There's a couple other faces that I don't remember. EGO, I was even standing in for a few games. Now it's Mad, and he's actually doing the drafting for them too. And he was playing for them, then he wasn't, and now he is. So I think they're trying to finalize with this 5-man roster they have right now. I still think things could change, but we can maybe talk about that a little bit later. But for right now, it's Mad doing the drafting, Ake, Loda, Pycat, and Nikwa. And they're going with a Drow strat early on. Bat Rider, Vengeful Spirit, Drow. Pretty standard for a Drow Ranger pickup. There is no Visage Ban in the second phase because Drow is picked up in the second phase. So we'll see if that's what they want to go to for their force support.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. It's just the old standby for Alliance. For Team Secret, it's the same kind of. They don't go for the Chen because it's banned out by Alliance. Instead, they grab the Shadow Fiend coming out for Arteezy. More than likely, they also have the Brewmaster as well. And this is just solid, I think, Secret strategy. They have S4 playing the Brew. Haven't seen Zai playing it, so I imagine it is S4. Rubik for Kuroki. Arteezy really values that Shadow Fiend. It's such a strong hero and so difficult to deal with. Even if you get destroyed in lane, well, there's another way to deal with it. So just go into the jungle, get those stacks up, raise the roof, and boom, you got your farm back all ready to go. And the hero is just amazing in game. And I think it's actually, well, I think it's a good choice for Secret. For Alliance, they go for the Wind Ranger. This is a strat we've seen from Vega a lot. No one will pick up the Wind Ranger, and Tron will play the Drow Ranger, and it gives you so much damage early on in the game. The problem is you're very susceptible to ganks. You're very squishy on both of those supports. Wind Ranger does have Wind Run to get away, but it still might be tough. We have a Rubik who can lift you up. Brew is going to clap you, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming the way of Alliance. They have to be very careful with their positioning and how that goes. Yeah,
Wind Ranger is... I don't know how I feel about her in general in the off lane. Because it's like on paper, you would think she does very, very well because she's got one of the best ranged attack animations in the game. She can trade auto attacks with most supports quite easily because she has the Wind Run to work with, which gives her movement speed, can slow them down, and then it can boost her own movement speed up, evade attack. So on paper, it's a really good off-laner. I just always see it crash and burn when it's played in the off-lane. That being said, she has a she has a Drow Ranger on her team, which is going to heavily boost up the damage of her auto attack. So it could be devastating if they don't get like another good laning support, or if they don't get a hero that can really zone her out as the carry. So we actually see Phantom Lancer picked up for Team Secret, so I think this is going to be a Zai Brewmaster. Unless he plays the PL offlane, which theoretically you could do, because you have that, what's that second spell? It's called the Doppelganger.
Yep.
Which can kind of get you out of sticky situations. And it only costs 50 mana. The only problem is it is a long cooldown at level 1. It's 25 seconds. It scales nicely. But I've heard people talk about it like, oh, Phantom Lancer offlane, it could work. And with Zai, he does like to play a little bit of some, out of the box kind of heroes in the off lane, but we'll see what they do with it.
The interesting thing to me is that Doppelganger probably can avoid that magic missile. It's a long projectile. It's pretty easy to dodge. I think as a support, it might be easy. Then again, against the Drow Ranger, if you get silenced, you're probably just dead anyways. I would love to see PL in the offlane. Don't get me wrong. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. I don't know if that's going to be the case, though. I think that might be an S4 hero. The thing I like about Phantom Lancer now, there's a couple things I like and a couple things I don't like, and we've talked about this. PL right now is a battle Lancer. He's not really the same type of hero where he split pushes, where he goes crazy all over the map, almost Nagasaran style. That's not his style anymore. It's about fighting and maybe keeping a couple of illusions to take down the tower after the fight is over. So it's a cooler hero to watch because Doppelganger is an amazing ability, and he also has such good fighting potential as he still has that Spirit Lance as well. I'm a big fan of the new Phantom Lancer. Not that I can play him, but he's quite fun to watch.
I like the old one a bit more. I just like the whole rat idea of the old one. I know, call me crazy, but
you're a dirty rat.
I think it's more fun to micro the old one. But you're right, though. It is more of a battle Lancer. Like when you get a fast diffusal on him, you can fight a lot faster. You're a lot better in team fight engagements early on than you used to be with the old Phantom Lancer, which could be fun for players and also fun for the viewers. Like I think it's a little bit more fun to watch. It's not as cancerous as it used to be, But yeah, I agree. It's probably going to be a farming Phantom Lancer with an offlane brew. I'm just throwing it out there that I've seen, Zai do crazier things with different offlane heroes, so we'll have to wait and see what they do with that. But I think Phantom Lancer actually would be better than a safe lane because this is presumably, actually, you know what? I'm so stupid. I guess it's because it's early on, but I don't know why I was thinking this whole time that Wind Ranger is going to be offlane. And I'm a complete idiot, but it's probably going to be mid. It's early, man. It's a Sunday morning.
Yeah. Didn't get that coffee going just yet.
I just opened a Rockstar, so... Nice. I mean Monster.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you are having issues with the in-game audio. It is fine on our end right now, but if you're still having issues, go ahead and reselect, maybe even rejoin the broadcast in-game. You shouldn't have to do that, but definitely give it a try. If it's still not working for you, we've had some issues in the past, so we want you to be able to enjoy the audio as best as possible. So go ahead and do that. And well, there it is, man. I mean, if you're not going to ban it, they're going to pick it up every time. So Alliance go for the Visage, and Secret are kind of like, it feels like they want to play against this hero. They want to get experience against it. They want to be able to play against these hard lineups to deal with. And the Mirana puppy, the puppy Mirana coming out, that's actually just such a, the Rubik lift into puppy arrow sounds very, very solid coming up for Team Secret. They have a lot of nuke. They have a lot of single target damage. They could really gank some heroes here between these two supports, between Kuroki and Puppy. I think this is a solid last pick. And honestly, we don't see support Mirana as often as we once did.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's pretty good with Rubik. Like, it's a very nice, easy way to set up the arrow. I think that also, even without Rubik, that Mirana's arrow, just the chance of it being able to hit any one of these very squishy heroes, but very important heroes of Alliance, can make it very devastating, especially for the Drow Ranger. For instance, like, you hit one in the mid game, hit one crucial 5-second arrow on Drow. I guess they have a swap to get him out of harm's way, but that's if Avenge is not in the right place at the right time, it's just like they lose that engagement and then they can't fight anymore. So it can be a very, very devastating ability to have to deal with. But that's even in the mid game without setups. Like, you're right, with Kuroki setting things up with Rubik Lift, could be very, very good for the laning stage.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty solid coming out from Secret. I love their draft. For Alliance, again, we talked about it. They're a bit squishy. I mean, people throw around the term tank all the time in like that 2K MMR bracket, and we need a tank, we need somebody out front. But in this situation, I think it's deservedly so. They don't have anybody. I mean, they have a Batrider to jump into lasso, but other than that, they're really relying on Swap. They're relying on Gust. They're relying on Windrun, maybe even in Shackle Shot, and that's difficult. Kuroki could just he could lift somebody up easily. Baru could clap. There's a lot that you have to deal with for your Alliance right now, and it's important to note, by the way, we thought for sure this was going to be, well, at least I thought for sure this was going to be a Zai Brewmaster, but they're playing the Phantom Lancer safe lane for Zai here, the solo safe PL, as it were. And that might change based on what they see up here at the top rune spot, but this might be the most interesting thing we've seen in a long time. A lot of people have been clamoring for that Zai offlane PL. They might see it, although in a safe lane scenario.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they switch things up here for Alliance now, and just, I don't know, because Drow in lane is, once you get levels, it can be very, very devastating because the supports are always almost range, and then they do a lot of auto attack damage. I think the reason why they're doing this is because they want to put the Phantom Lancer against the Bat, because I'm pretty sure that the Doppelganger gets rid of all the stacks of your sticky.
Yeah, it worked. So, we talked about this last time when we saw PL, you and I. It works like a Mantis Cell, I believe, or I talked about it with somebody. I'm pretty sure it was you, though.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good way to like you're never going to be in harm's way of the Firefly because it's never going to do enough damage.
Yeah.
I mean, if not even just getting rid of or dispelling all of the charges of the sticky napalm, but just getting out of the way of the Firefly itself it's a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to be able to stand in CS down in this bottom lane. Mid lane, there is going to be a rotation coming in. Arrow hits onto Pycat from Puppey, and they'll get the kill. Huge last raise from Ortizi. If he had missed that raise, he was out of mana. There's no way they're getting the kill. They secure it with a big arrow coming out. He does this every time he finds arrows at random. He's going to head top, and he's going to look for the same thing. Will he find his second kill? Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this should be a kind of... On paper, it should be a difficult lane for Secret, and it's kind of interesting that they really want to go aggro. Like I said, they want to put this PL against this Bat, but once they get the levels up onto Alliance, like, these ranged heroes are going to auto-attack nicely. I hear an arrow, but it's going to hit a creep.
Down bottom, Firefly into Zai, one sticky napalm stack. He doppelgangered, and he might have had more. I'm not sure, but he had one stack at the end of that, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, he had 6, so good on Moth Packs we're seeing. It does get rid of it. He will Spirit Lance Nikwa, and Zai trading a lot of hits. Meanwhile, TZ is diving mid. He has the ranged raise ready to go, but Pycat will run away and actually get to safety. This is a... Arrow's going to come through, just missing Pycat. Not measured enough for Puppey. He didn't get out his compass. Wasn't able to find the right line. Good try coming out from the Mirana, the blue player, and Puppey will head back to the top lane.
The blue player.
Listen,
blue arrow
the other day, and I got into it. I don't know, man. The thing now.
Yeah, mid is 1. Like, mid is definitely 1. Pycat has 1 CS.
RTC has a double damage rune. It's, oh my god, it's certainly 1. Dear lord.
The thing is on paper, this matchup should be pretty decent for Pycat, just because Wind Ranger is, like I said, one of the better laners in mid and just in general. And then you have the Drow Ranger to boot, or Drow Ranger Aura to boot. But that first blood just really set the tone for this mid lane and really set things back here for Pycat.
Yeah, I mean, Pycat, he was actually harassing RTZ pretty well within the first creep wave, but that arrow really, really killed him. I mean, it really took him out of the lane. And so Arteezy will continue to get CS. He's up to 14. We've talked about how it is where he doesn't get farm and he can head to the jungle, but now he has farm and he can still head to the jungle. And they're not dealing with that at all. There's an arrow onto Mad, beautifully done from Puppey. He somehow finds these arrows like it's nobody's business, and he'll clarity up. He'll rotate back mid. He's kind of making his home at this top hemisphere of the map. So down bottom, Phantom Rush coming up from Zai, looking for Nequa. Doppelganger to get in front, does not body block with the illusions. Oh man, the skill cap. Meanwhile, Loda arrow is gonna connect from downtown. It snipes him out. He goes down. S4 has clap in 5. Croaky has Fade Bolt in 1. They don't need it. The right click. This game so far is a disaster, and Secret are giving it to Alliance right now. Puppey gets a double kill. A double kill for a support Mirana, sniping out, KSing almost with that Sacred Arrow, which wasn't even needed.
Yeah, that's the scary thing, is like this Drow Ranger's dying without Potom even really being there. Like, yeah, the arrow hit and that was nice, but I don't think they even needed it. And then once they turn their attention to the Visage too, the Visage has 0 armor and is very, very slow. At 285 movement speed, no boots, one of the slower supports in the game. So, I mean, on paper, this lane is not that bad because they're 3 range heroes. Obviously, Venge Spirit's not the most effective range hero. His range is pretty low. But if they can close the gap with any kind of lift into Stomp, which I imagine is what happened, it can be easy to get the kill.
They keep putting the pressure on. Yeah, and I mean, Visage, I mean, he has a lot of damage, but he's only level 2, and you have to, like, Visage has mana issues now. The big reason why it was such a factor was that he could spam out those spells. Bottom lane, Zai getting chased down. Nequa does have a haste rune, that's huge. Zai should probably fall. He already used his doppelganger. He's gonna stick uphill. Spirit Lance might take down Nequa with him. He's gonna bottle up. He'll survive that last tower hit. Not gonna do it. There's gonna be another one. He's gonna sit at 27 HP. He will survive getting that kill. Finally, Alliance get on the board, but at a lot of a cost, as Nequa has to head back home. He'll have to regen up, but getting up to 800 gold plus the bottle plus the boots, so maybe he can head to the jungle. However, they're not able to stack because Puppey is making sure nobody rotates over towards that tier 2 tower. Plus they have a sentry ward here blocking, I believe, this camp, the small camp. Arrow's gonna fly. Ake just gonna miss. Loda just misses almost every hero on that top lane. That arrow
might still get Ake. Yep, they're gonna get Ake.
And telekinesis, they don't even need the arrow. We already talked about it. Fade Bolt, you talked about the telekinesis, big ability. And Loda's right-clicking Kuroki, but until he gets that level 6, his damage is minimal. And he only has 1 Wraith Band. He doesn't do that much damage. He has 17 last hits as well. What a top lane for Secret. Arrow not connecting. Puppey fishing again, just can't find it.
They're really putting a lot of attention to this top lane as far as vision and anti-vision. So he's placed 2 wards, 2 sentries to block this camp. It's not blocking now because it already respawned, but they started off putting a ward down here where Puppey is currently, but then they just put a ward behind the tower now too. So I think this is just a result of, okay, we didn't expect to win this lane, but because we are, now we're going to put our attention on it and really really cripple the resources. And that's exactly what's happening. Thank God for Alliance that Nequa got that haste rune, because they were really suffering in all 3 of their lanes, and at least he was able to bounce back a little bit. He's still actually losing in CS just a little bit to the Phantom Lancer, so Zai doing very well bottom still, but we'll see if they can gank him now with this Visage.
Yeah, they have the last one out. It's level 6. Ake has his Soul Assumption. This should be an easy kill. He's going to use his Doppelganger. They got to find the right one. That's it. Brave Chill's going to go, and he's going to fall. Spirit Lance goes, does a bit of damage. And that's a really good rotation from Ake securing that kill. Without it, Lasso, I'm not sure they secure it. Meanwhile, mid lane, Puppey fishing for another arrow. Matt's sitting around to help out Pycat, but he's not really going for CS. And all the while top lane was actually just a huge success for Secret, we have Arteezy, who's up to 58 CS at 7 minutes into the game. He's head to the jungle a couple of times, and he's also got this creep wave to work with. He is crushing it right now. Arrow onto Loda again. S4's going to come in with a clap. Nice match miss on the Kuroki. The Gust as well. Might save his life for a bit longer, but telekinesis or Fade Bolt should go out. They don't even need it. The right click, the 58 damage from the Rubik is enough. Zai taking a lot of damage bottom. Grave chilled up. He stays alive. He already used his Doppelganger. He'll bottle up, and they're not going to die for the kill. They're afraid of TP rotations coming in from the rest of the squad, it looks like. And also, Nequa is pretty low.
Yeah, the Panda plus Rubik combination's really, really strong. Like, typically when you think about trying to close the gap into a Drow, you're thinking about mid-game things like Bat Rider and Clockwork. But if you can just contest him this way by closing the gap in lane, I guess she could never get the chance to snowball. And actually, here comes Kuroki through the trees.
This might be a bit too aggressive. Yeah, and they're going to throw up the telekinesis. They're going to throw up the split. Matt's trying to kill Kuroki on his own. He might get it done. Ake rotates in, maybe to his death. They cyclone up Loda, and Ake is probably just going to die to the boulder toss here. The right click of the flame panda. Easy kill coming out. Meanwhile, Arteezy rotates if they blow up Matt. He's looking for more. They're looking for Lotus still. S4, no blink dagger. He can run and he can clap. They have drunken haze. No, doesn't have it. But Arteezy has the haste rune. There's going to be the one raise. Will they get in close enough for a second one? The right click coming through. Clap comes out. They don't need the second raise. S4 gets a double kill, and they get it done. They're going to take this tower more than likely as well. Arteezy, not only is he getting free farm, but he's feeding on heroes as well. This man is fat. You look at his net worth. He's 5,800, almost 6,000 net worth. And the next closest is going to be S4 on the Brewmaster with 3.6. Dear Lord.
He's got Yules and Treads and Aquila with bottle at 8 minutes.
That's probably a record.
It's close. It's really, really devastating. This just shows you, just like, even if he didn't have a good start, the Shadow Fiend would still have a very timely, whatever it is he wants to buy. But they're playing really well. That was a really kind of questionable, I think, decision from the Venge to try to pursue that kill onto Rubik. He knew that he had stick charges.
Oh, Zai, what a shackle from Pycat. Zai should be dead. He does have Doppelganger. Power shot goes. He doesn't avoid it. Nice play from Pycat.
Yep, S4 in trouble, it looks like up top.
Doesn't
He's
have
done it
split
in
either.
9 seconds.
He has...
Yeah, he's okay.
They had 4 heroes and they're not going to chase him down?
It just take too long. They had a lot of downtime for the stun on Venge, so they couldn't really chase. They really need to get this blink on Nikwa. He's had a good game. He's pretty much the only person that's had a good game. I see an arrow. It's good and almost hit the Vengeful Spirit right there. Arteezy picks up his Yules there.
That's a pretty big timing. 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Arteezy's got to continue to go to work. S4 and Kuroki, they rotate in. S4's almost got his blink dagger. Fastest treads Yules on SF of all time. That's pretty big. And Puppy is going to be rotating around as well. He's on level 3, and now it looks like Alliance are just going to group up at Smoke. Smoke of the Sea Gang coming up from Alliance.
Okay. Well, they don't have the blink yet on Bat. It's actually still in base, so this is very curious to me. It's coming now.
I'm surprised they went without the blink dagger.
Yeah, now the smoke is going to get revealed. Puppy just
Firefly?
runs away. Okay.
He just leaps. It's that easy.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a waste of the smoke. He had his blink dagger. You could have just waited for that, but jumping the gun there, unfortunately, and going to miss out on some kills.
Yeah, it looks like Nikwa might be in trouble. He could Firefly to the high ground here, but he's getting Yules up. Arrow's going to sail through as well. It actually, he misses it. And, well, they're going to raise him anyways. Still, nice play. Telekinesis onto Pycat. He does have Wind Run using it. Shackle Shot doesn't latch onto Puppy. Requiem getting canceled. Arteezy only gets off the secondary raise as he dies, but they do get the kill onto the Wind Ranger. But that is a big pickup for Pycat. He got that kill before he died. That is a lot of gold, I'm sure. Up to 1,000 now. Top lane, S4's alone. Blink Clap's gonna go Gust. He doesn't get it off in time. Loda's about to fall again. S4 is on a killing spree. Every hero on Secret is on a roll. They're going to work. He might even get mad as well. The boulder toss coming through. S4 microing like a god. This guy might as well be a StarCraft player. Can't get the kill. Now he's gonna get lassoed. Actually in trouble. He has the Drunken Brawler. He also has a Stout Shield. Might not be tanky enough, though. He's got Sticky Napalm Stacks. Big crit coming out. Gets the kill onto Med. S4 does go. He does end up falling, but he gets 2 kills in the process. And, I mean, trades all over the place, and it feels like almost Secret are getting decent trades, although I think Alliance did do okay there at the end of the day.
Well, I don't think that the Venge should have died there. He stood in range of Clap when they had him lassoed and he had stun ready, so he got a little bit greedy, wanted to stay in the vicinity for some extra damage, but dies as a result. Pycat, oop. He did get a kill though on Zai, so bouncing back. Zai's up to 1 and 4, unfortunately, but he still has some very good CS under his belt, but is giving up a couple of free ones. That was a really weird interaction there between Arteezy with the Yules. Here comes the arrow as well. It does hit this time.
But they don't want to fight into this. There's so many heroes for Alliance. Arteezy has to back up. The Frost Arrow is going. He's going to try to Requiem. Moonlight Shadow's going to go, and Matt is in trouble. But there's the Soul Assumption. He's not dead yet. Raze doesn't kill Ake. Power Shot snipes him down. Arteezy does get the double kill with the secondary raise. Nikwa and Loda both low, but Well, we might actually have some cleanup. S4 on the hunt, but they've already backed up a line saying, no, we don't want any part of this. And you know you are having a bad game for Loda if you have 3 Wraith Bands and no treads at 12.5, almost 13 minutes into the game. Kuroki might get ganked. Pycat hits the shackle shot. Power shot is available. Doesn't even need it. Uses the focus fire easily. Pycat keeping this team afloat right now, it feels like, with the help of Nikwa and the Bat Rider.
Yeah, he's a very good Wind Ranger player. I've actually played with him several times in house games where he's played a lot of Wind Ranger, and he's very impressive on the hero. Just always seems to hit some clutch shackles, and I just really feel for him this game because it was a relatively even matchup in mid just because he had the Drow Ranger aura. I mean, still, once Shadow Fiend hits his level 3 and level 5, it can be pretty hard once he can just raise out and Bottle Crow. But that gank, man, it's so devastating for a hero. Any hero that goes up against a Shadow Fiend because it's just an instant snowball effect.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Pycat bounce back very nicely. Up to level 13, actually. He's the highest in the game.
Yeah, Loda will not be so lucky. He's on level 8. The arrow does miss. Not that it doesn't matter. Zai's able to secure that kill. That'll get him a bit more farm. They get Arteezy's Blink Dagger. Did that arrow actually hit Mad? It did. Are you kidding? The Spirit Lance, they're going to get 2 out of this. They really shouldn't have. Mad should have been able to back up, but he got hit by that arrow, who Puppy was not aiming for that in any stretch. And he still gets the double kill for Zai. You got to be kidding me.
Oh, nice shackle shot.
They get the big kill. Arteezy's actually died a lot recently, but now S4 is alone. Rotation's down bottom. They're going to try to help out their teammate. Pycat heading out. They want to cycle him. Can they get it off in time? Boulder Toss, long range. He did win run. The Spirit Lance, the arrow connects as well. Pycat still in trouble. Clap goes through. Pycat finally goes down. The big nuisance to Secret. And they will get a pretty solid kill. Maybe even the Familiars as well. They're about to be out of Stone Gaze. Or Stone Form, rather. Phantom Rush, they don't go for it. S4 does blink, gets the clap, gets the kill onto both. And that's another extra 200 gold going their way.
Yeah, I feel like these supports are just fodder and just food for the Team Secret. Actually, this entire tri-lane. I mean, the entire tri-lane is 0 and, what is that, 13? So they've not had a good game at all. And the thing is these aren't very good bounce back heroes. I guess Venge is okay once you get swapped, but he's still only level 5 at 15 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Visage at least has his birds, which are... Where are they, actually?
They died. S4 just killed him.
Oh, God. Well, he doesn't have his birds, so forget that point, but... We'll see if they can get some things going. They have lots of good damage with Pycat in this Drow aura. It's actually only 23 damage because Drow only has level 2 of his precision. He actually went for the max frost arrows, which is interesting to me because they went for a full-out Drow lineup, but we'll see. I mean, first step is to get some levels on this Venge, which he does have 6 right now.
Yeah, the Venge, she might die again. She does get 6 finally, but she will have to pay with her life for it. She will fall. Puppy's still Moonlight Shadowed. Meanwhile, top lane, Arteezy blows up Loda. Pimp, that was his first miss kill. He was so upset, and he's been doing such an amazing job. Constantly alerting us to the action. Pycat, Shackle Shot's gonna connect the air. What? Just misses Pycat, and Pycat had a DD, able to get the kill easily. As for the birds going through, they can still fight if they would want to. Pycat gonna get Spirit Lance. He does have Wind Run. He's gonna Power Shot again, get some vision, see what's going on. Decides not to fight, realizing that 2 of his heroes are down. Loda going down again, though, to Arteezy, and that is just... Loda is having one of those games. They're going to jump in. They're going to lasso onto Kuroki. They're going to keep him on the cliff. Arrow sailing through, missing completely. That was kind of a whiff. Shackle Shot doesn't connect. Kuroki still going to go down to the right click, and that's actually 2 big kills coming out from the side of Alliance. And also, by the way, Puppy's pretty low. They're chasing after Zai. He has Doppelganger. He's going to use it quickly, and they're going to swap out Pycat. He is going to get stunned, though, from the Boulder Toss. Long range, Mad Arrow, not going to connect. Zai still on the hunt. Spirit Lance is available. They're going to use it. He should fall. Boulder Toss onto Pycat again. They'll chase after them. Matt is about to fall. Zai can't get there in time. Big Cyclone coming in from S4 once more. The clap comes in. No, it was just the crit, actually. But now, actually, the Frost Arrows, the Power Shot, the slow was enough. The Firefly also doing a heck of amount of damage. Zai in some trouble. He's going to have almost his Diffusal Blade. He will not go down. They'll take care of some of these illusions. And finally, the first semblance of a good fight. Oh, that arrow just missed on to Loda. But the first good fight for Alliance at 17 minutes comes in, and they get 1,000 gold off the back end of it, not including Arteezy's death.
Okay, I actually just pulled up the net worth chart, and because I always keep the last hits on for way longer than I probably should, but It's actually not too bad when I look at the individual net worth as far as the Wind Ranger and the Batrider. The Batrider is second overall. He's got 4 staff and a blink. And remember, we can never keep, like, totally count out lineups that are, you know, it's not crazy in the favor of Team Secret. Yes, they're up to about 8,000 net worth, but with the Batrider is always that chance to pick someone off right from the get-go,
right,
and immediately start the fight 4v5. And with a good start from Nikwa this game, there is that potential. There's a Moonlight Shadow here.
You're gonna head to Roche.
Oh no.
Pycat.
He's got Requiem too.
He's in trouble. Requiem could go. He's gonna use it now. Pycat does avoid a lot of that damage. He's got a power shot. Arteezy blinks the cliff, misses the first raise. Roche still very low. Pycat might die to Roche if he's not careful. He will finally bring it down to Roshan. Arrow coming in. Nikwa takes the Aegis though, and he's in some trouble. He does have Firefly, and Zai going to work on Nomad. That's a nice, I guess, kill. They've already killed 3 on the backside as they've gotten a couple. Ake gonna just get forced away by Nikwa. He's gonna get hightailed out of there. He's got his Firefly up. Ake looking for the Soul Section. He'll find it onto S4. They're gonna back away. Nikwa and the rest of the squad lose 3 in the process, although Pycat goes down to Roche, but they do get the Aegis, and they do get the Roshan. That is something that they can at least celebrate for Alliance.
I think that last auto attack on the Pycat was a bash, like from Roshan. Oh my god, because if he gets that Aegis, he would be able to still respawn and fight maybe. Could have been way different. That's so unfortunate. Oh man, that really, really sucks. I mean, also, the Requiem from Shadow Fiend was like really far away, so it didn't do that much damage.
Yeah.
Arteezy couldn't exactly predict the movements of where Wind Ranger was going to walk, so he just wanted to cast it and be secure just a little bit of damage in the slow, but maybe if we walked out.
Oh,
lasso on
this could be Arteezy in trouble. Doesn't have a BKB. He does have a Yule's. Loaded does get arrowed. Power shot going into Arteezy. He's so low. Soul Assumption will secure the kill. Requiem doing no damage. Zai just away. Ake will probably fall. Meanwhile, Pycat getting telekinesis. Zai gets a double kill. His illusion army going to work. There's so many units. The micro is real. Pycat wind run in 3 seconds. He's gonna have to use it if he wants to survive. He'll pop it off. He might get to the high ground and stay alive. From up in the air, it's going to be Batrider cycloned up. And actually, Pycat surviving. Buyback coming in from Loda, but what can he do? Another Spirit Lance onto Nikwa. Nikwa getting chased down. Power shot, I think, just clipping Zai. He's going to get caught out by the familiars. Arrow's going to miss. Puppy, not on point. Shackle shot at Zai. Doesn't latch. Doppelganger's away. Stays alive. Spirit Lance could be there. Kuroki still focus fire. Not exactly the damage ability he wants. So back away. They lose Arteezy. They get a couple of kills in the process. I think they only got Loda. And they'll smoke and Moonlight out. Power shot snuck coming in from Pycat. Just the tip, and they get the kill onto poor Zai, who thought he was alive for sure. But nope, you're dead, buddy.
All right, Pycat's a hell of a player. He is really performing this game. Obviously, Nikwa's having a great game on the Batrider too. With that, it really started for him, at least personally, with that haste rune bottom. I mean, Phantom Lancer Zai was still doing very, very well in lane, but oh no, Loda, he's pinged out. There's an aggressive ward here just about to fade. He just bought back too. Oh, and he gets arrowed, and then the Venge is standing right next to him, so he can't swap him out.
Kuroki actually might die. They keep Loda alive. It's really good response time from Alliance. That looks like, you know, Loda was gonna die there, but just everybody from Alliance in the right place at the right time. 600 gold, 1200 experience. That ain't nothing.
That's really huge that Loda lived there, because if he died, his item correction just goes to pot, we'll say. Which isn't really there at all anyway. I mean, he's got 3 Wraith Bands and Treads at 21 minutes. And this is a hero that you really ideally want to snowball, because yes, he can do tons of damage in the late game, but he becomes very, very easy to kill. And you want to press towers and push towers with this hero, but look, they actually don't have a single tower down.
And how do you get gold? I mean, he dies so often. And with that, like you said, as a Drought Ranger, you want to snowball. Like, what's going to happen when he does get his first big item? Like, is he going to be able to survive still? Like, does he need, like, a BKB? Is an SMY really useful at, like, 25 to 30 minutes into the game?
A BKB is not going to stop you from getting arrowed, and honestly, a lot of his deaths have been just from random arrows. Like this one that happened in the middle of a team fight that went through creeps and past the tower and hit him. He's gotten arrowed a number of times, so yeah, exactly right, right like that. And that was a very devastating one. He just needs to be a little bit more aware of where the arrows are being shot from, cognizant of it, and try to stand behind creeps and whatnot. Maybe let someone else take the arrow, but he cannot get arrowed. It's also very devastating if he dies first, because then his entire team loses out on the damage buff from his aura.
Right now, though, it does feel like Pycat and Nico are carrying this game, with Ake providing a lot of backline artillery. Like, those Soul Assumption bombs are huge, and the Familiars, too, also give them a lot of lockdown. So, I mean, it feels like they're still in this. Oh, Arteezy walks into the Sentry. Loda TP's out with him TPing away. They don't want to actually try to fight this, because if they did, maybe Zai stays bottom. I'm not sure when Zai TP'd. It looks like he's already at the Ancient stack, so he probably TP'd a while ago, but those illusions were going to work. Now everyone from Secret on the hunt. Ake doesn't have a TP. He doesn't have enough money for it. Mad just TP'd, but it got canceled or something. He was TPing right here, and then all of a sudden it's on cooldown, and he's not where he should be.
He must have canceled it. They're actually going to try to do something onto Arteezy here. He's pretty tanky, and he's got his entire team behind him, so this could be very risky. We'll see. It's daytime for, I guess 2 more minutes, so it's not going to be...
Arrow, it's going to hit Pycat. He is in trouble. Requiem's going to go. Nope. Instead, he raises. They will get the kill. No, he win runs just in time, but he does get right-clicked. They even split for that. Zai, he's not involved. He's actually just farming it up. And that's actually the biggest kill that I think you could get as Secret. I mean, it's a mid lane Wind Ranger. And Pycat had his Aghanim Scepter. And that was huge. Well, he's close, I should say. I don't think he actually has a full Ags. Arrow not going to connect to Nikwa. Yule's first. They're going to back away. Mad's on the backside. Arteezy sees him. He's going to get Magic Missile. Arteezy has no blink. He's already used it. He's going to get lassoed back. Familiar's doing a lot of work to clap, but Arteezy's dead again. He has 6 deaths this game. Despite how fast of a start he might have had, he's got a few to get away. They will get the arrow, I believe, on demand. The clap's going through as well, but it's just not enough. The Fade Bolt coming through. What a mech from Ake. They're turning the fight around. 2 dead. Zai nowhere near to fight. Kuroki on his broom, flying around as the Bat Rider, but he'll go down as well. Nikwa gets the dominating spree. He gets the kill on Kuroki. They chase away Puppy. And suddenly, with those 3 kills, that is a lot of gold going the way of Alliance. That is 3.2k gold and 5k experience. They'll take that any day of the week. Dear Lord.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but since the Precision Aura lasts for 30 seconds, it's a long time, and since he resummoned the bats, he actually does a ton of damage twice in 2 rounds without having to use the Stone Form on the Visage Familiars. And yeah, Ake with some clutch mech play. This is not a hero that you typically see rush the mech because you want that axe, but yeah, we should see a replay of that. That was a pretty damn good fight for Alliance.
Yeah, and we're going to send it right over to Pimp. Pimp, what's up with that last fight, my friend?
Alright, I just want to quickly mention this because it was a crazy chaotic fight, but what really turned this fight around was Arteezy, like we see right now, was actually using his heals, and he was blinking back. Now, Mad was AFK there in the secret shop for, in the side shop for like 2 minutes or something. He finds Arteezy, they've got a lasso, and the whole lot of secret, they were absolutely like buffled. They had no idea what to do, and they rush into the fight. They get absolutely shredded because of some amazing bird micro. I just want to say, Ake isn't going to be using the second burst, so now he resummons them right here. This is clutch, actually. And then he does the damage because he knows exactly how tanky this Venge is. This is just the signs of a great support, and he's very experienced. So with that, well, everything goes south. And back to you guys on the live broadcast.
Yeah, that's a 12k net worth lead for Secret, but there is still a very good chance Alliance could get back into this with plays like that. Those bird plays, you don't expect them, but when you do have the precision aura like you were talking about, when you have a Wind Ranger getting Ags now with level 3 focus fire, the damage is real. And it all comes down to Nikwa's lassos, I believe. So Secret, they have this huge advantage, but can they actually capitalize on it is the real question. Let's check out these Drow win rates.
That's funny, that stat with Drow Wind Ranger, because it buffs up Wind Ranger so much, and that since Wind Ranger does so much damage with the Ags upgrade for his ulti, I would think that it would be devastating if you can just get someone in a shackle. Like, watch this. If he grabs him right here with a Wind Ranger ulti, it's going to hurt him so much.
S4, he's wow. Oh my god, you weren't kidding. Hurt him so much is an understatement. More like kill him dead. Goodbye, S4. He has a stout shield still. No, it's just the Ogre Club, but he does also have Drunken Brawler, so that's something.
If Pycat can muster up the gold for a MKB sometime this game, then that Panda is never going to be a problem, because the only thing that Panda has going for him in the duration of a Bat Lasso is his natural evasion. But if you can cut right through that, he will die actually twice as fast as that time with just 2 heroes.
Literally half a second and he's dead. I think also the issue is kind of Zai getting big though. Like that's the one problem Alliance have. I mean, they've dealt with RTZ, they've dealt with S4, but the entire time the plan has probably been, okay, just make room for Zai. We don't need to fight now. We can if we want to. Aki's gonna get arrow, but whatever, that doesn't matter. Aegis is picked up for Pycat. So Alliance are like, yeah, we're getting these big victories, but how do we deal with Zai later on? I guess Maelstrom is one of those ways, but they're gonna have to find another way to maybe get a lasso. I mean, it's so hard with Doppelganger and all of his abilities and his Manta style as well. So Zai is becoming a presence. He's becoming the top of the net worth. He's actually just behind RTZ, who now has a Scotty.
Yeah, the Mjolnir is going to be really helpful in trying to kill the illusions before they kill your supports. Batrider can do a good job about clearing them too, and then like the Firefly, or not the Firefly, but the Flame Break's actually a really good spell for that because it just disjoints everything. Tons of illusions going crazy, dashing through, and then being able to stop that and stun them just a little bit to kind of find the real one is a very effective tool. The big thing is like the Drow Ranger needs to be very careful of his positioning. Like either he buys a, I think he really needs to blink this game. I think he needs to somewhat go on both the offensive and defensive with that kind of item. He has the Yasha now, so finally upping his agility just a little bit more. It's only 50 damage though increase for the precision aura. But really, it's funny that you know the Drow Ranger and the Visage combination in the kind of mid to late game stages of the game, it's kind of like the Visage carrying the Drow in a sense, with the extra damage that you get onto your familiars. So
I mean, we've seen it before.
Yeah,
like Zai getting an Assault Cuirass, for example, and like a Desolator or some ridiculously freaking unbelievable items. Like, well, I guess you know he's just gonna carry now. Armor reduction, sure. Why don't we go for that? Why don't you get a rapier while you're at it, Zai? My lord. But
yeah,
Ake's got to finish his axe first, and he's getting there.
The net worth is scary. Like obviously, Zai and Arteezy are pretty far ahead of anybody. The thing is that Arteezy is very killable. I mean, we've seen that this game. He is, no matter how much net worth he gets, no matter what other items he gets, he will die in one lasso. No doubt about it. I'm not so sure that, one, you can kill a Phantom Lancer in a lasso. I guess you probably can, but the problem is it's much harder to isolate him than it is to isolate a Shadow Fiend.
Well, that's the difference in playstyles, though. When we see Secret pick up like a tempo controller for Zai, they're kind of playing around Arteezy. That's not the case this game. He's kind of doing his own thing for a lot of the time, and it's worked out in the early game. But now, I mean, he's getting killed. But it looks like they don't give a damn. They're like, all right, Artur, we'll see you later, buddy. We're gonna take care of this with Zai later on down the line, which is the crazy thing, and it honestly could work out for Secret.
Was that pod multi a misclick or something? It didn't look like they were going to go for any kills, and I guess the map is black, but seemed to make a very awkward usage. But anyway, Matt is up here. He's actually TPing bottom. Do they have a smoke on anybody? I'm checking inventories. Doesn't look like it, but maybe it looks like they want to get their first objective of the game. Mid, Pycat gets arrowed. Here comes S4 actually with an Invis rune.
Windrun's gonna go. He has no other positioning other than Windrun, no force staff, but they can't actually go for the kill. They have no idea where the players from Alliance, except for Loda, are, who is bottom. They could have jumped. They could have had Arteezy jump in with his Yule Scepter. They probably could have gotten that kill if they weren't so passive about it. But Pycat is he's pretty slippery. He'll back up towards that bottom lane, and this could be it. Like you said, the first objective, the tier 1 tower, is it there for Alliance? This is where the gold's going to come from, these towers, and a couple of fights as well. But you still have to deal. They're going to have to TP back top it here in just a second and deal with Zai's Manta style, deal with his illusions. Otherwise, he's going to cripple their base. They're taking the tier 2 mid. They blink away. Shackle shot from the backside. That was almost amazing from Pycat. That would have been something else. But he does finish up his Mjolnir. He has his Aghanim Scepter. 31 minutes in. This game felt like it could have been over at, 30, maybe even 25. But Alliance have made some really solid plays to stay in this one.
Yeah, this is the one problem with Phantom Lancer, though, is like, compared to the old Phantom Lancer, you can't rat as well at all. Those illusions stay for what, like 5 seconds or 6 seconds?
I believe.
Like it's very, very low. The ones we saw just then hitting the tower, that was only just because they were, I believe, Manta illusions. Yeah, which obviously stay a lot longer. Full butterfly completed for PL, so he's very, very buff. But again, his ratting capabilities are not what they used to be. So it's not like, oh, he can just rat this out. They can never catch him. It's really hard. Yes, he can to some extent, but the problem is he has to stay there constantly. Whereas the old one could kind of boots and travel around. He could almost sustain an entire lane with illusions if he plays his cards right and gets lucky. But here we go, offensive ulti from Arana, perhaps. Well, we'll see.
Very quickly, oh, actually, hold on. Nick was looking for a target, and he might find Croaky. To telekinesis, arrow's gonna come through. They do land it. They're gonna get this kill. He is gonna die just so quickly. Bat Rider, you're not flying uphill. Sorry, bud. Phantom Rush with an illusion towards the familiars. Like you said, it's very hard to sustain a push with just illusions because the illusions that are created by other illusions only last for 4 seconds with juxtapose, whereas illusions created by Phantom Lancer last 8 seconds. Plus the doppelganger illusions are also 8 seconds. So, oh, this might be an easy kill for RTZ. Only does like half of his health, and now Pycat's gonna turn it on. The Mjolnir's gonna go. The Spirit Lance, the clap. He almost gets Arteezy, but the entirety of Secret gang up on him, surround him, and they beat him up like a freaking schoolyard fight. And they're gonna keep going down mid and look for a tier 2 tower.
Ooh, that's really bad. He doesn't even have buyback. He just bought his full Mjolnir too.
Yep.
Bat Rider dead. Bat Rider will be up in 18 seconds, but they don't have the damage with Pycat dead, even with Bat Rider up. I don't think. I mean, maybe the Visage Familiars can do some work, which I guess they probably can. But okay, they're gonna take the safe route, and like they don't know for sure. I don't think that Wind Ranger has buyout. I mean, yeah, she did just buy her Mjolnir, but she's been farming pretty well, so maybe they just don't know.
By the way,
Roshan's gonna be up soon.
Arteezy's going Assault Cuirass. What do you think about this pickup coming out from the Shadow Fiend?
I think it's fine. I think he wants to tank up. Give himself the aura.
The right clicks from Pycat. It's like he's got flashbacks. He's got PTSD at this point because he's been taking too much damage on Assault Cuirass. Like you said, it's gonna help. It'll keep him alive.
It's gonna help his team too, like buff up their armor, but it's also gonna help them push. So I think it's a fine item.
Yeah, no problems there. Moonlight Shadow's going to go. They have a gem, so they have really good map control right now. There is one Observer Ward that is about to fade, and that's it. I think they saw it, though, as Pip pointed out. Mad's on the retreat. Very good map awareness coming out from Alliance, or a bit of a misplay coming out from Secret. That could have been huge. They would have been circled in mid, and once that happens, it really comes down to Alliance. I think, again, because they have the Bat Router, it's up to them to get the initiations. If the Bat Router can't find the pickoff, or if Secret are initiating, then it becomes a huge issue.
I'll tell you what's a huge issue is this PL. They did also just smoke in mid, but I think that got spotted out too, as this ward that's actually just going to fade right here in mid. But yeah, he's got a double damage on the PL with this butterfly ready to go. Purchased it only a few minutes ago and still has 3,200 gold. It's weird to say that Alliance can still burst anyone down with the right initiation, being down almost 20k. Yeah, just about 20k in net worth. And that just goes to show you how much damage a Wind Ranger can do with an Ags, plus the Drow Aura and a Bat Rider Lasso. But I mean, we'll see. They have to have a very good initiation, and they have to make sure the follow-up isn't on point from Secret.
By the way, both initiators coming out for both sides have BKBs. S4 has one and Nikwa has one, which for Nikwa, his biggest problem has been getting telekinesis and actually just he can't really force staff back while he's got that lasso target. So that'll provide him a way to move in and out of these fights and find a pick-off, where before he was getting just obliterated by telekinesis from Kuroki. Third richest PL of 6.83 at 35 minutes. The hero is 10 and 8 so far on his 6.83 return. I was going to say that seems like a small sample size. So yeah, I mean, but this is the crazy thing about this is that he was played in a role where, yes, he was in the safe lane, but he was against the Bat Rider. He was alone. He was a solo safe lane Phantom Lancer. And he's done very well for himself in spite of all that.
Yeah, and that's not to say that it's like, you know, oh, he had a bad lane. This is not like he's just overcome all odds. Like the reason, excuse me, that they actually put him in that lane is because he can get rid of the stacks. The only reason he died is because the Bat Rider got a haste rune. Yeah. So that was just really unfortunate for him.
And then also Hake rotated over, but yeah, that was, I mean, that's unavoidable. Right, it's not the worst lane in the world, and he's done very well. Still impressive. Not a hero that we've seen too much of. He like you said, he just picked up the butterfly and he gets 5k gold. Although Alliance are pushing pretty quickly, we know what a Drow Ranger could do with a Wind Ranger on the map with Focus Fire, but they're going to fight mid, it looks like. Nikwa's here, Firefly. Blank Lasso is going to go. S4 will get his BKB off, but that's not going to matter if they right-click him. Clap's gonna go. BKB from Nikwa, I believe, just went as well. Split's gonna go. They're gonna push him into the base. Meanwhile, tier 3 tower bottom, Zai is going to work. Tier 3 is not gonna stand for long, and suddenly, for Alliance, they have no glyph and their base is being destroyed. The PL, the illusions. Oh my lord, but top lane, Pycat is going to work. They'll take down a tier 3 and they get the melee racks. So it's a melee racks for a full range racks here, a full set of racks. Zai will right click it once, he'll doppelganger away. Can they grab him is the question. No mana for swap as his illusions went on top of Mad. He's like, please, I just want to bring you back. Nikwa has no lasso. Flamebreak pushes him back. Doppelganger's up. Manta's again. Kuroki's nearby. Can he actually just 1v5 them? Absolutely not. Too much damage. Kuroki blinking away. PL buys back. Interestingly enough.
They want to defend this Roshan, I believe. So they want to make sure that they can
BKB
secure
too.
it.
Yeah, it is up now. You're right. What a weird, like that was just the weirdest set of fights.
I mean, that was really smart play from Pycat. Like being able to, he realized that they can't fight him head on like that with the Panda ulti up in the air and PL getting his illusions going and whatnot. So they got actually a very decent trade out of that, all things considered. I don't know if they're gonna be able to fight here at Roshan though. It's going down relatively fast. Obviously they know it's there because a bird just stomped. And here comes
it's dead.
Batrider. No, it's just too late.
Jeez is going to be grabbed by Arteezy. They will give the Aegis to Zai. And with the set of racks going down mid, if they could just find one more fight, I think Alliance, they might tap out. Secret will try to push down mid, I think. Maybe keep one hero or two heroes in another lane to try to rat it out because they have the illusions. Air's going to sail through. They see it coming from a long way. Everyone's behind the racks. The lines are, they're not peeking their head. They're not showing their hand when they don't need to. Manta Illusions clearing out the creep wave. They're going to try to go on one of these familiars. It's going to have to stomp. Do they have a resummon? No, it's down for 140. He just resummoned it. So if these familiars go down, that's a big part of their damage gone. And Zai's going to move right up to the high ground. Again, he has the Aegis. They don't care if they bait him out. He doppelgangers. Meanwhile, BKB's popped in the back lines, I think.
Oh, an arrow.
Arrows do connect onto Pycat. He's going to get swapped out. There's the BKB. The Bruise still has it up. He's also split up. Nikwa BKBZ gets the lasso onto Arteezy. They can't get any damage. The tier 3 gone. Kuroki getting right click, but Pycat is already dead. He'll have to buy back Zai. Now surrounds Loda. He doesn't know where to go. And he just dies under the shadow of the tier 4 tower. Pycat gets Spirit Lance. Zai is a double kill. Arteezy low in life, but Ake in trouble. Blink forward. Ake's gonna fall. 3 dead, 4 dead, 105 seconds. That'll be it. Nikwa, the only surviving member of Alliance. What a disaster it's turned into in these last couple of minutes. They've been down the entire game. They will finally call GG, but Secret just overwhelmed them. Zai getting an ultra kill at the end of the game because he was super farmed. He took over. They said, screw you, Arteezy. We don't need you, buddy. We got Zai. We got the next best thing. And he turned out to be quite the force for Secret in that game.
Yeah, Arteezy's mid-game feeding was kind of out of control that game. And, I mean, the damage from Alliance was really strong. Like, they had the potential there. They just fed way too much in that tri-lane. The tri-lane was a complete disaster. I mean, you could 0-9 in your Drow, couldn't really get anything going this game, had like a 32-something minute Mask of Madness. Visage was able to get some stuff done with some nice familiar stuns, but the tri-lane was just disaster. Not much more to say about that. And on top of that, not only losing the tri-lane horribly, but then having a very slow start on your mid lane Wind Ranger, who we saw could really take over a game if played correctly. And Pycat is just a fantastic player on this hero. If he had a better start, I think this could have been a completely different game, even if they lost the tri-lane. If he had a better start, because he could have pressured the SF more. He could have stopped the SF from snowballing. We saw what Treads, the fastest Treads Yules in history. If he didn't get stifled with this farm early on from that arrow from Puppy, who, by the way, I gotta say is probably the MVP of Team Secret this game. I mean, 4-0-12, perfect performance from him. Arrows all over the place really set the tone there for Team Secret.
How often do we say that? MVP is Puppy. His play in these last couple of months has been absolutely outstanding. He's done it with numerous heroes. Chen has been his most frequented, and I think probably Enigma his second most frequented. But he pulls out the Mirana. He hits arrows probably just as much, if not more, than Chuan, and they're able to secure the victory. They give Zai so much room to work with. He actually ends the game with 673 GPM, but that's just game one. And that's just game number one. Alliance, they'll try to, bring it back, tie the series, bring it to 1-1 and get back in the swing of things here. Pretty solid performance despite everyone, kind of having their doubts about Alliance. They have obviously a long way to go here in DotaPit season number 3, but so far, a good series, and our last game of the day coming up shortly hereafter. Again, my name is Mott. Joining me today is Pimpmunkle, as well as Mottpax and Tralf. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at MottDota, at Mottpax, at Pimpmunkle, and at TralfDota. Again, shout outs to DotaPit, DotaPit.com for more information, Twitter.com/DotaPit. Guys, stick around for game number 2. We will be back in just a second.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!